back office training is one of the most important educational trainings that you need to listen to. If you make mistakes at the beginning or even further down the road, it can become very costly to you. It's very simple, but there are a few things you need to understand. So let's just jump right into it. To access your back office, just use your bookmark or click on that login icon on the right side of your NHT homepage. Your distributor ID and password was emailed to you in the first email from NHT after your registration, so you should have access to that. If not, ask your sponsor, or if you don't remember the password, you can just click on this link and get a reset from NHT. So we log in. Now this is now the home screen of the back office. I'm using a back office of one of my distributors who has quit a long time ago. It's called Jana, and you're not going to see any current personal information. The back office is quite complex and I might miss some details, but I will highlight the most important issues that are really important. I will first talk about those tiles here on the main screen, and at the end I will show how to sign up a person and explain the best strategies. The first tile, called member status, just gives you really a quick overview of your rank, if you're gold or platinum or emerald. It shows you if your position is qualified or not. That's one of the most important things I've realized lately, that a lot of people don't understand how to qualify their position. I will talk about that in a second. And it shows you the big back office expiration date. In that case, it's July 26, 2019. If that person were a platinum distributor, then obviously the back office never expires and is there for forever. You can click on that as well. It just shows you details of your status. If you have personally sponsored distributors, then there would be a list of all those names in this space. There's nothing here because the distributor didn't sign up anyone. But otherwise, that's where you would find all your personally sponsored distributors. If you just click on that little home thing, you always get back to that home screen. So I'll be going back and forth all the time. So if I just come back to that little thing where it says qualified, that really means that the position, your back office, is fully qualified, and that means that you are good to go to receive commissions. In other words, you have fulfilled the one of the few things that you need to do in order to receive money. Your position has to be qualified, and that simply means you have to personally sponsor at least one person that you put into your left sales team and one person that you put or sponsor into your right sales team. That's really all you have to do. That person needs to buy a minimum of 90 BV. So if you bring at least one person into your left sales team, and if you bring one person into your right sales team who buy at least 90 BV worth of products, then you have qualified your position forever and you are good to go to receive commissions. Now, sometimes in this field, instead of qualified, it says right qualified or left qualified. And that would mean that, well, you have by now registered one person into your left or right team. And if you are not qualified at all, which means you haven't brought anyone into the business, then it would most likely say not qualified. Now check that in your back office. It's really important because I know some people who have accumulated quite some BV but are only qualified either on one side, left or right, or not at all, are surprised that they have not yet received their commissions. The only other really important thing to remember outside of the qualification is the activation. So the position has to be qualified. We talked about that right now. And the position has to be active. Now, this distributor in particular is not active. That's why there is a red X. Otherwise, if he were active, there would be a green check mark. And it's this where it has to, well, actually it's, yeah, where this is the activation status, which would be green. And this is the reactivation period. This is where it shows you the date until when the position is active. And the way how to activate or keep the position active all the time is by product purchases. So every 8 weeks, every distributor needs to buy products worth of 90 BV. So whenever you make a 90 BV purchase, it extends your activation by 8 weeks, and that date will be shown here. Or you can buy products worth of 250 BV because you love the product, you use them, you sell them, so you actually need a lot of products, and you should do that. And when you buy 250 BV, then your activation gets extended by 6 months. If you are, for example, a gold distributor, or in fact a lower rank, and you buy a platinum package, whenever you do that, then your activation gets extended by 12 months. In this screenshot from another back office, you can see the green check mark in the activation status line. That means that's good, the position is active, and all the BV that are being generated in that particular week or of course month in both teams globally all over the world are being accumulated and held in your position. So you want to see a green check mark there. The reactivation period, which is below, in that particular case runs from February 11 until August 11, 2019. So the position is active, and the latest that that distributor has to buy more products in order to extend the activation is August 11, 2019. Whenever he buys anything in that period, then the activation gets extended. Either he buys at least 90 BV, then the activation gets extended by 8 weeks, or he buys 250 BV and the activation gets extended by 6 months. If you are unsure about those numbers, or you forgot them, or you just need to refresh your memory, you can always go to the FAQs and read through those information that are in this little document. This is actually really good because most of the questions that most people have are actually in this document. But if we scroll further down, this is where it says about the points. 90 BV gives you 8 weeks, and 250 BV gives you 6 months. Active distributors who are doing the business actually should never run out of activation anyway. If 250 BV gives you 6 months of activation, now that's a pretty long time, and you need products. When you build the business, you need products to show the business. Well, you meaning showing the products for demonstration purposes. You also want to use them products for themselves because, well, they're great, and we distributors want to stay healthy and look good anyway. Plus, you also sell products to friends and customers. So by the time 6 months are over, you should really actually be left out of products. So you need to buy new ones. And imagine you have got hundreds of people like that who just keep buying products because they use them, they demo them, and they sell them. What that does to your business. I want to add one more important issue concerning the reactivation period, which is down here. The only really important thing to remember concerning your activation, buying products and extending your activation is that when those two dates are the same, meaning that second one of this longer date is the same like this date in the brackets, then it means that when you now make an order, you buy 90 BV or 250 BV, then this purchase will count towards your activation. So if your activation in that case ends in August and you buy 250 BV, then it would get extended by 6 months. That means you would be active until about February 2020. Now, when those two dates are not the same, which means this date and this date, when they are just simply different, and you make an order in that moment, then it just simply means that you have kind of used your activation period already before, and when you make a purchase, the BV do not extend the activation. The next box is about the IRP. I don't really want to lose too much time on this because I will make a webinar at another point about this specifically. Just know that here you can just click on that and you can set yourself a few goals, and all the information about what's missing, what you have, you can find here. But I will talk about that at a later point. Now, team volume, that's really something that is very important as well. This is the summary of this week's volume. So that particular distributor has 6,450 BV accumulated in his left side, 0 on his right side. PGV is personal group volume. That would be the BV that is generated by people that the distributor has signed up personally. So if that distributor brings in John, for example, who buys a 500 BV package, then there would be 500 BV here. Otherwise, if you click on this, this is really where you can keep track of all the volume that are being generated in your left and the right team. Basically, you just need to look at the left team volume that's being generated here. This is the right team volume being generated, and here you've got the total that's still there, and the right that is there in that same week. Obviously, that distributor is not doing very much because he quit, so there's no volume whatsoever, but this is where you can track it. You can of course use some of the filters, so you can in fact just look at a particular week, submit, and see what has happened in this particular week. You can also download all the information into PDF or Excel, and then have a look at this later, because sometimes the information is quite interesting. You can also filter by month if you want that, but I find it quite helpful to actually stick to the week view. The next box is the order history. That's really just a tool to keep track of all of your orders. If you click on this one, you can see exactly what you bought and when you bought it. That is really not a big deal. It's just helpful sometimes to keep track of your own orders. AutoShip, I think this is a great tool as well that we have. If you activate AutoShip for yourself, then it basically means that you don't have to think of anything. The company, you set it up once, and the company just sends it to you every single month. So in that case, you need 45 BV, that's the minimum order, and your activation will be extended by 4 weeks. And there's basically really 2 advantages that I can see. Firstly, they have, well, NHT is offering special packages that are cheaper. So for example, if you just take the energy boost, you click here, that's 45 BV. That's what you need to stay active every single month. If we look what it is, 1 stem renew, 1 omega, and 1 restore. And the price is 90 euros for those 3 products in that particular package. When you confirm that, then this is exactly what you get every single month. you use those products every day, so you run out of those products after 1 month. Now, if you don't use that package, but click it or add it to your cart individually. So we had one stem renew, one restore vital, and one omega. Then you can see that the price for the same 3 products is 113 euros. It's a little bit more BV, but you pay simply more. So if you want to really be cost efficient and you don't want to think about ordering every single month, you don't want to lose your activation for whatever reason, then you either choose the products that you want, or if you want to really save money, you just choose that package, for example, this one or another one, this one, or of course any of those. And you just don't, it's like set and forget. You don't have to do anything, and NHT Global will automatically send you every 4 weeks the products. They will charge your card automatically, and everything is done and set. So that's a great tool, I believe, is for distributors who just want to stay on AutoShip. I won't speak about this box called My Team here in this area. I will actually make a special different webinar about that. That's really important. The second part of the back office training will be about how to sign someone up and what is the best strategy, because there's really a lot of things you can mess up. So just to finish really quickly, those last 2 boxes, this one is the Supreme Bonus. This is designed for platinums. Now, this distributor in this example is not a platinum member. Therefore, this is completely empty. You can, of course, open up the program and see what the IRP, what the Supreme Bonus program is. You can read through it so that you have that information. But it is a specific tool for platinums only. I will also do a webinar on just the Supreme Bonus, because it's a great prospecting tool. It's a great additional way how to earn money with NHT Global, and a lot of people don't understand exactly the whole process. This last one is an overview of the incentives trips that NHT Global is doing currently. This is the incentive trip for Spain in September 2019. We are now just in the middle of the second qualification period, which is running from January 1st to June 30th, 2019. You can accumulate points in your back office according to your performance with your team. And if you reach a certain number of points, you qualify for this trip completely free of charge. For example, number 4, or let's just look at number 3. When you reach that level, then you have 6 nights in the hotel, the flight, and all the activities all covered by NHT Global. And there's 2 ways how to qualify. Either you do it just based on BV, when you are not yet on the IRP rank system. So in that case, for example, if we just still look at number 3, it means that in that qualification period, which is running from January to June, you need to accumulate with your team together personal group, or PGV, which is personal group volume, 12,000 BV of PGV. In at least 1,000 BV of that has to be initial orders. That means that you need to sponsor at least distributors who buy 1,000 BV for buying the product. So either it's 2 golds or just 1 platinum in that period. Or if you are on the IRP and you are, for example, rank 3 for 6 months out of 12, then you don't need those 12,000 BV of PGV, but the only thing you need is to sponsor a distributor who buys 1,000 BV, so you are the direct sponsor of someone, or again 2 golds or 1 platinums. So it's not so really difficult. And it's a really amazing opportunity to get this trip completely free of charge. I really recommend to take part in that. Work hard, try to qualify for this. It's also a good thing to read through the incentive rules to avoid any disappointments later on if you misunderstood something. So this is this last box. In my second part of the webinar, I will speak about how to sign someone up. I will speak about the best strategy because you can really mess up a lot. And I will also explain about the account button, the commissions, the reports. Those are very powerful, strong tools that you can use to learn more about your teams on a global basis. So that's it for now, and I'll see you later.